for a closer look at the allegations surrounding Herman Cain and how it could shape campaign 2012. We are joined by Republican strategist Ed Rollins. He's a former campaign manager for presidential candidate Michelle Bachmann. Also with us, Democratic strategist Robert Zimmerman. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, as Whit pointed out, you look at these poll numbers for Herman Cain, they haven't changed a bit, since this scandal broke out. He's still getting a lot of money coming in. Ed, what does this say to you?
Well, first of all, it usually takes about 2 weeks after an event for polls to really measure it up. My sense is Herman he's a unique candidate. He's a non-traditional candidate, never held office before. A lot of people like him. He's the son of the champion of the Tea Party, and they basically, some of them may not see that this is a big deal. Unfortunately, it takes all the energy away from everybody else, and we've got 60 days to the Iowa caucus, and this is not a week we want to be talking about.
It's also interesting to look at when you look at those polls, is just how soft the support is. Only 27% of Herman Cain supporters say they're committed to voting for him, and the same with Mitt Romney. After all the time he spent in Iowa, only approximately 28% in that poll say they are definitely committed to voting for him. But it's certainly, Ed's right. Herman Cain's a unique candidate. No other candidate I know quotes the Pokemon theme song in presidential debates, or for that matter, engages in other tactics like that.
Do you believe, as Ed just said, that this kind of takes away from the entire Republican field, this infighting is going on right now, Robert?
Look, the entire Republican field is like the bar scene in Star Wars. I mean, it is just, it has failed to really articulate a vision and a message for the future, and the kind of fighting that they're engaging in is very reminiscent of the Democratic Party in the 70s. And we outgrew it, and that's the time Ed was winning 49 states against us.
The president is still Darth Vader, though. He's still the subject that basically any generic Republican today beats him. The critical thing here is in 60 days, voters get to actually start picking, and it'll make a big difference. The field will narrow down, and obviously got a year to go before the election.
I heard some experts saying yesterday that Newt Gingrich could actually gain from all this attention.
Newt has gained immeasurably. He has done extremely well in debates. The Quinnipiac poll this week clearly says he's been the best debater as he is. He's been debating people for 40 years. He's very knowledgeable. He's starting to move up. Someone's going to be the challenger to Romney, whether it's Cain, Newt Gingrich, or somebody else in Iowa and New Hampshire.
But I think the Republican Party wants to define itself as a family values party. Herman Cain can't lead that movement. And Newt Gingrich, who said publicly that he cheated on his wives because of love of country, is not exactly credible either. When you leave the very reserved atmosphere, the very cloistered atmosphere of a Republican primary, where Rush Limbaugh is your ethical standard, and you get into the major stream of voters, these candidates don't hold up.
Nice try, Robert.
Thank you, Ed. I thought you'd enjoy that.
I think the steam coming out of Ed's ear right there.
Nice try. I don't want to remind you.
I'm buying you breakfast, remember.
I don't want to remind you of the last president, but that's okay. Or the last Democrat president.
Well, let me ask Robert this question. If you're the White House right now, are you sitting back with a bucket of popcorn and just watching this and going, yeah, let's bring it on?
Well, the official answer is, of course not. The real answer is they're not sitting back, but they got the popcorn out. You can get someone else to recite the partisan talking points. The challenge for the Democrats right now is to move this campaign from a referendum on Obama to a choice, an alternative, and to generate Democratic enthusiasm.
That's a sad commentary, though, when a president's been in there for 3 years, and the best that you can do is say, they're worse. We may be bad, but they're worse. There's no record to run on, and I think our slogan is things may have been bad when he took them over, but they're much worse today.
And you know something, Ed? We're not saying that's the choice. We're saying that after 20 months of consecutive job growth, which has got to get better, after saving the auto industry, the country's back and engaged.
You get to make that case. You could try to make that case. But
we'll do our best.
9% unemployment, long time to go.
Election day is 1 year from tomorrow.
Right.
Who's going to be the nominee, Ed?
I think probably Romney.
Romney. Right. Robert?
I think probably Romney, and I think it's a 50-50 race.
Okay. Robert Zimmerman, Ed Rollins.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We shall continue. Another point.
Thank you.
Look forward to it.
Thanks for coming in.